Hello class, and welcome back to our online English lesson. Today we will be looking at to be going to in the question form. When we want to use to be going to in the question form, first we need to have the correct form of the verb to be as the first word, am, is, or are. After that, then we have the subject. After the subject, then we have going to. After going to, we have the base form of the verb. For these kinds of questions here, where the first word is am, is, or are, they are always yes/no questions. Now, if we want to use to be going to in the question form as a WH question, then what we need to do is have the WH question word first. After that, then everything else is the same. We'll have am, is, are, the subject, and then to be going to, and then verb 1. Remember, when the verb to be changes, am goes with the subject I, is goes with the subject he, she, or it, and are goes with the subject they. After that, we'll have going to, and then the base form of the verb. Now when we answer these questions, when the question is a yes/no question, then first we need to have yes or no, then we need to have the subject. Yes, he is, no, he isn't. Or, yes, they are, no, they aren't. If you remember, in a sentence when we use to be going to talk about the future, we always need to have going to after am, is, are. After that, then we have the base form of the verb. You're going to swim at 5 o'clock. He's going to play at the stadium. Both of these examples here are talking about the future plans. Now look at these 5 examples here. Order the words to make questions. So remember, because you are making questions, the first word of each question should be am, is, are, or a WH question word. So take a minute and make questions from these words. Number 1. Are you going to play tennis later? First we see am, is, are, and then we see the subject. After the subject, then we have going to play. Going to, followed by the base form of the verb. Number 2. Are you and your friends going to join any teams next year? Number 3. Are you going to go to any tournaments this year? Number 4. Is your friend going to go cycling this weekend? Because we are talking about your friend, then we know that we need to use is. And because this is a question, we know we need to have is as the first word. Then the subject, your friend, then going to, and then the base form of the verb, go. Number 5. What sport are you going to play next week? In number 5, we see that we have a WH question word, what. After that, then we have am, is, are, the subject, then going to, and then the base form of the verb when we are using this in a question. Another way we can talk about the future other than to be going to and using will is we can also use the present continuous. When we are using the present continuous, what this means is that this is something that we plan to do. For example, what are you doing tomorrow evening? I'm going to the theater. The question is asking about the future. Your answer is also about the future, but you are using the present continuous because this is something that you planned in the past. You are not deciding right now that you will go to the theater tomorrow. You already decided in the past that in the future you are going to go, and that is why when you answer this question you can use the present continuous. Are you playing football tomorrow? Yes, but Tom isn't playing. He has hurt his leg. The question again here asks what you are doing tomorrow, and your answer has the present continuous to talk about a future meaning because it's something that you already planned. Anne is coming tomorrow. Oh, is she? What time is she arriving? In the first part of the sentence, you already know that Anne is coming, which means this is something that she planned. That's why in your question, it's okay for you to use the present continuous to talk about a future meaning. Now look at these dialogues here and match them with the rules. Rule number 1. We can use the present continuous when we want to talk about future arrangements. We often use a time expression to talk about these future arrangements. This is dialogue A. In the dialogue, we can see plans for the weekend. and your answer is for a future date, which means you already decided what you will do in the future, and that is why we are using the present continuous. Number 2, we also use the present continuous when we are talking about an action in the progress, something that is happening now. This is dialogue B. I'm watching a match on TV at the moment. At the moment is one of the key time expressions to let you know that this is happening right now. And that is another reason why we use the present continuous. So look at these 3 sentences here and decide, is it something that is happening now, in progress, or a future arrangement? Where are you having dinner tonight? This question is a future arrangement because it is something that you already plan to do in the future. Number 2, sorry, are you talking to me? In this question here, we know that it is an action in progress, something that is happening now. Number 3, I'm meeting Tom on Sunday morning. Again here, we know that this is talking about a plan for the future that you already decided in the past. So that's why this is a future arrangement. Now using the present continuous and the words on the box, complete the sentences. What is happening on Monday afternoon? We are practicing for the running race. Have you got any plans for the summer holidays? Yes, we are cycling across France on our bikes. Number 3, what are you up to this weekend? I'm visiting my cousins in Paris. Number 4, are you doing anything on Saturday? Yes, I'm swimming in the tournament at the local pool. Number 5, do you want to come to the cafe tomorrow? I can't. I'm watching my dad play rugby. So please take a look at the question below and choose the correct answer. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope you learned a lot about using the present continuous to talk about the future. Goodbye.